Hello students, this is Dr. Connie again, and what I want to show you now is how to navigate the My Work section so that you'll be able to create lesson plans. As you can see here, I have gone over into the menu and I've clicked My Work, and this is the screen, or you will get a screen very similar to this. Now, I want to walk you through the lesson plan process. Now, to create a lesson plan, you are going to come here first where it says Lesson Plan Assistant. We call this the LPA. You're going to click on Create, and then you are going to give your lesson plan a title. My lesson plan. Okay, and then you pick on the Create. Pick the Create again, and now you'll see that you have created a link for you to now go ahead and develop a lesson plan. So now let's open this back up, and what this is going to do now is offer you the Cal State Teach lesson plan template. As you can see, there are many lines to this, and I'm going to go over the variety of things that you should do in 3 different mini lessons rather than to bombard you with a huge lesson at this point. So let's go ahead and just begin at the beginning. As you see here, it says attached files. With attached files, you can attach any kind of file here. You can go into edit and you may attach video files, you may attach picture files, or you can attach just regular files, Word documents, PDFs, whatever it is that you need to attach to this lesson plan. You can select a file to upload, or you can go to an existing file that is perhaps on your desktop, and then you will click Add File. It will upload the file into this particular area. So if you were to select a file from your desktop, you would go here, browse, that'll give you your desktop. You can find whatever file you want, you click on it, and it will upload. So if I wanted to do this picture here, I just go ahead and open that, and then I can begin the upload, and it'll upload right to the file. Okay, so, and you can see now we have this here. I've added the file, and now we're done editing. Okay, and when you're finished editing, you'll notice that it's now no longer red, it's back into gray. If I rarely use this pre-conference portion right here, only because I find that often the communication there is very limited, and the pre-conference means that when I'm coming to do an observation with you and I ask you to send me in your lesson plan 48 hours in advance, that is the pre-conference. I'll look through the lesson plan, see if it's tightly done, if it makes sense, if I need to talk to you. If I need to talk to you, I will send you an email and let you know you and I need to talk. But I don't put comments here. But when you send that to me ahead of time, that constitutes our pre-conference for the most part. Then, to continue with the lesson planning portion, it says for you to pick your grade level. So let's go in here. We check this, and let's say we're going to do a 4th grade lesson. So I'm going to click 4th grade, and I'm going to ask it to save changes. Now, this particular area is about the students, and this is extremely important. You have to put in information about the students that's very in-depth, especially when you were doing your very first lesson plan. You cannot teach whom you do not know. So you want to go beyond, this is little Johnny, there are 35 kids in the class, of which 10 are boys, 25 are girls, and there are so many Latinos and so many African Americans and so many Asians. We need to know that, but we need to know more. We need to know that you know who you're teaching. We need to have evidence of who has an IEP, who has a 504. What kind of behaviors have you been noticing in the classroom? Anything that will help us understand who you are teaching. Once you've done this, and this can actually be quite extensive the very first time you do a lesson plan, you can cut and paste it into each subsequent lesson plan for that term, provided you are always working with the same students. So once you have created that document, and I suggest you create that offline on your computer, you then cut and paste it, add it here, save the changes, and then you will be out. And now we have this whole thing will be filled up, because that's extremely important. Now once you've done that, you come here for subject area. And since we picked 4th grade and I was a history teacher, we're going to do history. So I'm going to click history, and then I'm going to say save the changes. And now we'll move on to, here we go, the concept. I usually will come back to the concept. I want you to skip down here instead to the standards. So here we have the academic standards. We will click here, and it says add standards. We will now go to the standards area, and if you'll notice, it says California Content Standards, English Language Development Standards, Technology Standards, and Common Core Standards. Initially, I don't want you to do much in these 2 areas, just initially, because first I want you to get familiar with just lesson planning. So for Module 2, the lesson planning that you will do for just the Module 2 will only involve the California Academic Content Standards. In Module 3, and all subsequent modules, it will also involve the California English Language Development Standards. We will then begin to incorporate these other 2 areas of standards as you work through your lesson planning. So let's go to the content standards, and we're doing history, so I'll click on history. I'm in the 4th grade, so I click on the 4th grade, and now it says for me to choose standards. Well, this is the power portion of this particular standard, and it gives what the unit is asking in respect to a changing state in California. So now I'm going to click this, and these are the components for that. And I see I can deal with the student demonstrates understanding about the physical and human geography, that they can describe the social, political, cultural, and economic life, that they can explain the economic, social, and political life of California. They can explain how California became an agricultural and industrial power, and so on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and pick the one that I'm going to be teaching. So in this case, let's just say I decide that I want to do geography. So I'll click on geography. Now what I want to do is I just want to initially just pick one standard. So maybe I want to talk about the capitals, identify the state capitals, and describe the various regions of California. So I'm going to click here, 4.1.3, and then I'm going to choose my standard. And if you'll notice now, it says this is the standard that this lesson is going to be involving. I now add this standard to the unit. You can see down here, the standard is now here. And now I add the standard. Oops, excuse me, I'm sorry. Let me get out of here. I'm done editing. I click done editing, and now this is the standard that I'm going to be teaching. From the standard, we are now going to get into the get into the next portion of filling out the lesson planning, the LPA document, and that's in how to go about writing your objective and your assessment. So that will be in the next video. Thank you very much. I hope that you know how to do this at this point, and then go on to the next video on lesson planning so you can see how to fill out, how to align your standards with your objectives and your assessment. Thank you very much, and have a good day. Goodbye.